What is going on, Crypto for Change family? I wanted to bring you guys a couple updates today. We're going to get into the Tinyman debacle, or the thing that's going on right now, but also just wanted to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope you guys had fun celebrating with family and friends. Hope you got to had your time to reflect on 2021. All the good things you did, all the good things that happened, and look forward to 2022 and what we have just in the crypto space, personal lives and everything like that. So I hope everyone had a great new year. But let's jump into some news. One, Yieldly, they obviously updated their smart contracts to Teal 5, and so you should see the updated staking pool, which the first community coin actually to go on Yieldly, which was where you can stake Yieldly and earn Akita Inu. That one is out and is live. APY is pretty good, but you can also do some double dipping if you put it in there and then you withdraw at right before midnight, and you put your Yieldly or whatever it is into another pool. You can make some extra yield out there, so make sure you're taking advantage of that. And as well, they do have the liquidity pool staking, where if you were adding liquidity to the Tinyman, Algo, and Akita, you could then take the LP token and stake it on Yieldly for some more. But obviously, if you had that, you probably have already withdrawn any liquidity you were adding to Tinyman, because obviously they had an exploit or an attack, and some people got in. Hackers got in and took some of the liquidity there. I think the main attack was on the Go Bitcoin, Go ETH. Just from what I've read, though, it's obviously doesn't look great on for Tinyman. But from what I've seen, and this mainly goes to people who are on here who maybe are not on Twitter, or you're not in the Discord for Yieldly, Tinyman, and all this, so you're maybe not seeing this update, but you probably woke up and you saw a lot of red. And that is just because a lot of people are taking their liquidity out of Tinyman because of this exploit, and they're waiting until Tinyman has a resolution and they fix the issue so that people feel safe, adding liquidity back in and things like that. So obviously, there's still, Tinyman has reached, sent out, and they've said that they're going to look into it. They're going to find a report or find what happened and publish that for everybody to see. And they're obviously going to fix that, and move forward. But until then, I would not be, I don't even know if you can add liquidity to it, but I would not. If you have liquidity there and you want to try and go withdraw it, obviously you definitely can do that. You may end up, losing some money, because like I said, a lot of the ASAs out there are down. I haven't seen too much price affecting when it comes to Yieldly, Algorand, and Opulus. Those three still seem to be doing fairly well and still holding strong, but a lot of the other ASAs, have dipped and dropped quite a lot. So just something to consider. And I think just on that topic, talking about risk, I know everybody says it, I say it, I put it on each description of my videos that, cryptocurrency has considerable risk, invest at your own, your own risk tolerance. But I think it even more like this type of event, brings that to the front of our minds. You have to make sure that if you're investing in applications that are being built, it's so new that, there are these people who know, they can hack and exploit these dApps when they're made. We've seen it on Ethereum's network, on Solana's, on, almost any layer one that's out there. And, I know we love Algorand, but it is not immune to attacks like these. So make sure that if you are adding liquidity to AlgoFi, to your staking on Yieldly, you're in, Tinyman and whatnot, that you're risking money that you can lose. Now, I will say, I did see a tweet from Borderless Capital. That is one of the big VC investors in Algorand's ecosystem. They did say they're going to work with Tinyman to come to a resolution, and also hopefully get money back to the people who lost it, and things like that. So that is reassuring to see, but I wouldn't be banking on that. This isn't like a bank account where if a robbery happens at the bank, your money is FDIC insured, or up to a certain amount. Like, you don't have that security when it comes to crypto. So you always have to make sure that where you're putting your money, you're comfortable with it being there. I do, I have a lot of mine in Yieldly. I didn't have any in Tinyman's liquidity pools, but it wasn't because I thought they were not as secure. It just wasn't me. I didn't want it there, but I do still have my Yieldly staked on Yieldly Finance. I think they've done a great job with their audits, and I'm sure as more information comes out on the whole Tinyman situation, hopefully it'll be more clear, and we'll be able to understand exactly what happened. and how they're going to remedy, what happened moving forward. But I don't think it's, reason to doubt Tinyman going into the future. I just think that as Algorand's whole DeFi ecosystem is very new and very young, these are things that can happen. So make sure your risk tolerance is set and you are aware of that. And also just keeping up to date, make sure you have the right channels, whether that's Discord, Telegram, Twitter, whatever it may be. You're linked into those so that when stuff like this happens, you can react fast, pull your money out if need be, and save your investments. Other than that, really, that's the big news that happened. I saw it happening last night. Obviously, like I said, I didn't have any liquidity in Tinyman, so I didn't have to withdraw anything. I did try swapping a few things, but they were, some of them got kicked back, I think just because of the sheer amount of people trying to do that. So I'm holding, I don't have many tokens outside of Yieldly, Opulus, Algo. I have a few, but it's not money that's, considerable enough amount that I'm, running to panic sell. I'm still holding, most of the other smaller ASAs that I had. So just, like I said, another thing to think about when participating in DeFi is make sure your risk level is set before you jump into any of these things. But other than that, like I said, Tinyman's going to figure it out. Borderless Capital's there to help remedy the situation as well. So I just love that, the Algorand ecosystem is also coming around each other on Twitter. They're not going to just, dip out on Tinyman and say, well, you messed up once, no, you don't ever get to come back. Obviously we're still going to use them when they get back, and hopefully they're back better than ever. And as 2022 comes out, there's going to be other decentralized exchanges coming out on Algorand. So, hopefully they'll, like right now with Tinyman going down, it's kind of like that's the only exchange to get most of these ASAs. But in 2022, you will see more come out so that if something like this happens, it won't have hopefully as adverse an effect on, all the price action because, everybody's going to panic sell. So just wanted to give you guys that maybe aren't on Twitter, or other social media outlets that would be giving this information out. Just wanted to make sure you're aware of what happened, why the market's red for most of Algorand's standard assets, and just my point on it, where I see. I'm still holding. I didn't panic sell anything. It may be a hiccup, but I still think that 2022 is going to be a great year for Algorand's DeFi, especially, as it matures and grows. I think, sometimes you have to hit these hiccups to even get to the next, the next big step up. So still bullish, still love Tinyman, and when it comes back on, I'll still be using it. So just wanted to give you guys that update for Yieldly and Tinyman. There's tons of stuff coming out here in the next few weeks. I have some information about the Drone Racing League that'll be coming out next week. We'll also be doing, hopefully, some things with Zone to give you guys some more information there. So lots of information coming out on the channel. I'm actually rearranging my whole room right now, so that's also why I haven't really been doing as many videos the past couple days, along with the holiday. So, just kind of rearranging everything with the baby on the way. So, thanks everybody who's been watching, following along, commenting, liking. Put your questions down below in the comments if you have any questions on the Tinyman exploit or on Yieldly's updated TL5 smart contracts. I can answer them as best I can. And until next time, guys, let's get out there and make some money.